Alright, fuckers, welcome back to Cute Bots, an artwod workout, right? Artwod, again, the goated platform for draftsmanship and drawing from imagination, blah blah blah. I mean, it's not blah blah blah. They're the reason I have the skills that I do. They're the reason I'll continue to improve at a rapid pace, right? Rapid being subjective, but I feel as if it's going pretty well. But yeah, this Cute Bots workout is an application of the fundamentals that they teach. In this case, mech designs, all that stuff, right? They teach you about hinges, different types of joints. So hinges, pivots, ball and joints. Right now, I've done a lot of hinge practice, and now we're utilizing a video that Artwod came out with years ago, even before this workout, called "Improve Your Mech Designs with These Simple Assignments." So we're practicing those assignments, which is basically drawing a box cluster, right? Manipulated box clusters, and then trying to create, like, essentially what a hinge is a cylinder attached to boxes, right? And what we're doing to reinforce that is we're attaching two manipulated boxes to to a cylindrical shape, i.e. a hinge, right? And we'll just see how that goes from there. My goal right now is just, as always, to fucking kill my brain and to see this in multiple different perspectives while I draw it, in order to really reinforce my spatial reasoning. And it's incredibly difficult. Incredibly fucking difficult. But that's the best part, because if it wasn't difficult, it'd be boring, right? And that's why I'm just trying to yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now. So join me, draw along. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Just join me and draw along, right? And it's all about problem solving at the end of the day, right? We're trying to problem solve exactly well, I'm trying to problem solve the shapes I could use for this manipulated box and cylinder cluster, right? That's the main thing for me, as well as what interesting shapes are. So it's really hurting my brain. And again, what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about the perspective. I'm thinking about the shape that I'm trying to visualize within the perspective, like the box, right? I'm thinking about the box, the shape I want to visualize in the box. The next level is also rotating that shape in my mind as I'm visualizing it in the box, which is also incredibly fucking difficult, right? And also clean lines and all that stuff. So again, got to keep just looking at their example that they provide, and we'll go from there. Obviously, I want to incorporate some sort of multiple rounding. And I'm just trying to think. Right? What else? What else can we do? Yeah, visualizing this is obviously incredibly difficult, especially because I'm trying to think about it in a different perspective as I'm visualizing it. But I really do have a goal of just having nothing left in the tank, right? I just don't want, I just want my mind to be dead by the end of this. And for that to happen, I need to problem solve to the best of my ability. Right? And just hold up. That doesn't make any sense. We're gonna there you go. So that's the hinge, clearly. So what is that connected to? Right? What is that connected to? That's the $1,000,000 question that I'm trying to figure out. It's connected to this. There you go. It's connected to this. And again, I'm really trying to think about this from a different perspective while I draw it. Right? And I'm really trying to think about all the different form combinations that I could be doing as well. Connect that a little bit there. Make sure my lines are decent. This is nothing incredible. I'm just... Oh, that's really hurting my brain. Good, because I need to keep thinking about the box. Right, I need to keep thinking about the box. So, let's see. Okay, let's do a little bit of multiple rounding. Right? And let's... Okay, if I look at the example shown, there is something that can be done. There you go. That's our hinge, and we'll even extend it outwards to really prove that's our hinge. And we can even do something like this. And again, I like tried to recalibrate it to see it from the other perspective. This is the moment where I'm in extreme discomfort that I need to chase. Right, this is what we want. There you go. Okay, so that's one shape. But again, like the hinge needs to make sense. And actually, like this didn't make sense at all. This right here, I messed up the perspective, which is good because now we're gonna learn from that. Right now, if I look at the example provided, you just think, okay, like what kind of shape do I want to have here? Just make it kind of very general. And this is where we're taking inspiration from all the mechs that we studied prior, right? In terms of the little shape language we saw. Right? And I guess I could also try to think about, okay, what would be here? There you go, just something like that, maybe. Nothing incredible. But it's manipulated boxes. It's manipulated boxes, right? So maybe I can just do something like this. Right? Think about how it's called, how the shape will be affected, because I do want to add one more thing that really drives it in terms of the fact that these are just manipulated clustered of boxes, but just need to think about how that would work. I think I need to do more additions. Yeah, we need to do more additions, because I could just do something like this. But I need to think it through for a sec. Well, at least we can see that this is a hinge shape, right? At least we can see that. I'm just trying to think what else could be done here. I have an idea, but I need to really spatially reason it through, because this is contour manipulation, which I haven't done much of. Right, I haven't done much of it, but I still think I can try at the very least. While keeping the perspective in mind and while trying to fucking see it from a different perspective. And then we'll just do that. Okay. It looks interesting, possibly, but cool. This could always be better. This right here, right? That needs to be way more pronounced and accurate. But anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain, right? That was good, but this is the best part. We're just figuring out what shapes can conjoin, essentially, right? What looks aesthetically pleasing. Cool. Okay, another hinge. Yeah, I just gotta keep thinking in terms of box clusters attached to box clusters, but you know, like combined box clusters. And this is where my knowledge of perspective will come into play, because without that, I don't have shit. I just gotta visualize this in a way as well that works out for me. But you see, like, it's very difficult because while I'm visualizing all of this, I still have to think about how this is gonna connect as a hinge. Like, what hinge like function are we operating on? Right, so I need to figure that out right now, actually. Okay, maybe it could be something. Just trying to think. Okay, what do I want this to be? I already have something I can think of here, but it has to make sense, right? And this is the fun part because I'm trying to think about it in a different perspective. Oof, this is very difficult. What do I want this shape to be? That's not the hinge, that's just a shape I'm drawing. That is definitely not the hinge. Okay, so the hinge will be here. I'm just thinking out loud, right? How do we want to do this? Okay, well, this isn't, is it really two boxes connected to each other? If I continue to visualize and see the box, let's see. Continue to visualize and see the box. Okay. And can do something like this. Bring it over here. There you go. Right. And let's see. Okay. Okay, that's starting to look like a hinge. But again, the question is, what is this? This doesn't really feel like a design in the sense of which I had anticipated. Okay, something like that maybe. I'm just thinking. Clearly I'm not even thinking out loud because I'm fucking useless commentary. But okay, maybe this can be the box over here. Just need to think a bit more. There you go. And as always, we have a nice little cylinder. It's the basis of this hinge, right? So what does this shape end up being? Well, again, it's like big shapes, right? Big shapes are seemingly the at least what Antonio's promoting in this exercise. So if this is the box, right? If this is the box that I'm like, this is the one box that's connected to this hinge, and then this is the other box. Then I need to figure out what this shape is. What are we looking at? What are the examples showing? Lots of form additions, that's for sure. So we could do something like there you go. Right, and then the width needs to be applicable. Already the perspective's a bit off, but it's okay. Right, if we just think about the width needing to be applicable. There, and then we can just have something like this. That's not bad. I think a little bit is lost in terms of readability, but I think I'm doing a pretty decent job, all things considered, with making things look okay. And this hinge just needs to really feel like a hinge, right? So we have this, and again, perspective's pretty off in a lot of ways, but there you go. See, very off. Actually, I fucked up this thing completely, which is good. I want to keep telling ourselves this is good, because it is good. Just unnecessary detailing. Okay, let's look at what we have here now. Right? And then we can maybe just have like a little diagonal. I like doing this. I don't know why, it just feels like a good shape to me. And we want our shape to, oh, that's incorrect perspective. I want it to be like, okay, like it's genuinely just, yeah, I want it to feel like it's genuinely a manipulated box that's hinging on it, right? So I'm just trying to think out loud here. Okay, so that's the hinge, right? This is our, it's like this, right? That's our axis and our range of motion. So now it's just about what is connecting to that. And how can I make it look decent, right? I'm just trying to figure that out. What shapes? Actually, maybe I could do something like this. And then it comes out that way. And this is the manipulator box, right? This is what we're doing. We're just gonna, let's see. Maybe something like this. That doesn't really look that good. That doesn't really make much sense either. But we can also just maybe do something like that. Okay, whatever. The point is, this thing clearly is hinging. But you know what? This is a great first step in trying to understand design and like how things can be hinging, right? So let me rest my brain again. I definitely did use my brain a lot there. Like it was hurting, but I could do more. We could always do more, right? Maybe there's just a cylinder there. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, what can we do in the bottom here as well? If I were to look at the example, well, actually, there's one very simple thing that can be done right now. Just go like this, right? And then we could just bring it back, right? And then I could just do this. I'm trying to think. Hold up. It could be a lot hollower. So I'm just trying to think about there you go, just something like that. Right? Something like this. Like an internal thing, right? I don't know, I thought I could make it hollow, but I don't think that worked. But hey, I fucking used my brain a lot there, so that's pretty good. same thing if I just think about the design language of these mechs. Kind of works out. But yeah, let me rest my brain. Let me rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. Do not worry, do not fret. I will bring back memory drawing, right? I will bring it back. I just need to figure out relatively understanding these types of designs first. But maybe that's just a cope. Maybe I should memory draw this entire thing right now. It would be very difficult. But again, like that's the thing, right? It's like this 50-50. I was like, I want to get used to designing and ensuring that my designs have some level of logical sense before I memorize something. Because if I'm going to memorize something, I think it would make more sense to memorize something that has logic behind it, right? But either way, let me just think. Oh yeah, let me do this one too, so we know which way this is hinging. There you go. So that's the hinge. Right, and that's the way it is. Oh fuck. Whatever. that's the way it's going. Right? That's the axis that's rotating on. Okay, let me try to again look at these shapes that Antonio has created. It's big shapes. It's big boxy shapes. The cutouts are okay. Let's just try something out. Right? He has something like this, and I want to give it a shot. I want to try something like this. I want to change the perspective a little bit in my mind. Okay, why don't we do something like this? Right, so I see something like this in the example that he's showcasing. Right, that, and then let's see. Yeah. So, well, it's a bit different now. I already kind of fucked it up, but oh no, I don't think I did. Let me just add some context. Okay, well, that's an uneven shape, but it's okay. Right. Apparently, we're just giving context. Right. Cool. Nothing incredible. Kind of shit actually, but this is where. If this is what the hinge is like, right? Because I start to think about the hinge at the end of the day and how it's attaching to the thing. So we could actually do something like this. And I'm just calculating this right now, so I need to be able to see it. And this is the part where looking at it from a different perspective really helps. Right? Even though I lost the perspective there quite drastically. That does help. And that's like the big shape, I guess we could say. This is like the one box. And then the next one. And again, I keep losing the perspective. I want to be very clear, right? Like I want to make it very obvious that, hey, I keep losing the perspective. I'm trying to think about this in a different perspective while I'm drawing it too, which is also very difficult. We could just do something like this. There you go. Right. And then see, sometimes it just takes that cue, saying form combinations, like, or for combinated, if that is a word, box clusters attached, and the attachment, like what causes them to hinge is the joint. Like that is for me personally, that's like such a powerful way to go about it. You know. Just trying to use this thing that that is in it already, like the YouTube video as an inspiration. That's the perspective multiple times. That's the fun part. Let's see, what do we want here? Something like that. Keep losing the box, keep not being able to see it in a different perspective, keep losing my sanity, to be honest. And then what can we do here? Just something, right? Trying to add shapes, dynamic forms. Are they really dynamic? No, they're not dynamic. Nothing about this is quote unquote dynamic forms, right? But and again, lost the perspective again, trying to see it from a different perspective. Very difficult, but now I can use this as the base, right? In terms of, okay, well, clearly things are going to be hinging off of this, so I can make this a lot more solid. And that's what I'm starting to understand. Like, this is what I was saying earlier, like some sort of stability, right? Some sort of stability is clearly key to mech design, I guess, right? Something. That doesn't look that good. There you go, whatever. I fucked up the perspective. Okay, and then we have, let's see, that. Make sure the perspective is good. See, I lost the box entirely, but this is the best part, is I have to expand the grid, i.e. the box, outward as I draw, right? And that has its new set of challenges, because I'm really trying fucking hard to ensure the logic makes sense. There you go. Same thing here. Right? And there it look, like the lot. It's fucking incredible. It's literally incredible how this already looks like something's hinging off of this. Now it just comes down to me seeing what that is, but because I've already set the baseline for that thing, it shouldn't be that hard. right? Just understanding our own hinge mannequin. And I think this is where form combination would be good. But what type of form combination? Yeah, I fucked up the perspective with this. That's actually very off. Yeah, we could just do this. And then that is like that. Right? So I should have drawn it a bit further away. It's always hard to tell. But there you go. Now this is just something that is hinging. There you go. Let's just make it like a weird ass shape, which I shouldn't have done because that just doesn't look that good anymore. But now we can just taper this maybe. I don't know, right? There you go. Something like that. Something like that. And ta-da, it is. It's a fucking complicated ass hinge, but it is hinging, right? I mean, this is the only thing that looks pretty stupid about it, but we can even make it more solid in terms of a connection, right? Okay, let me rest my brain. That was really good. It's not as if I visualized the entire thing, but I was doing my best to visualize and to consistently see it from different angles, right? So, bless me. That was pretty good. I encourage you to rest your brain as well. Okay, I have an idea for another one. So let's see how that goes. Right? So I already did. Oh wait, let me again. Let's keep clarifying what the hinge is like. Right? Like what is the axis? This is the axis that it rotates on, right? Obviously there's something called clearance that Jonas Minabo talks about in the artwod course, which again is going to be removed unfortunately, but it's basically about making sure that okay, if this thing is hinging, like it doesn't actually make much sense that it's hinging that way. It's probably going to go this way, right? So we have to start thinking about like, oh, maybe something should be connecting here, right? So I probably should have drawn something here that was like this, so it would have been connecting, you know what I mean? Like this should have had that jutting out, so it would have been like, oh, okay. So that's another great design thing to think about actually, is what is it hinging towards or into or away from, right? Like what is the purpose of the hinge? And of course, that's a lot to think about because we can't forget that I'm thinking about the box, I'm thinking about the trying to visualize what I'm drawing and thinking about it from a different perspective while I'm drawing it, right? And really fucking maintaining that. Those are already extremely difficult things, right? Visualizing the box, visualizing the forms inside the box, and then rotating the forms inside the box in my mind in a different perspective. That's a lot. And then also thinking about like just the shapes themselves, like what are the aesthetically pleasing shapes that I can do with these forms, right? Like what are some unique combinations I can make? What are some unique ways I can just make these hinges be connected? Also a bunch of different things to think about just when it comes to design. So obviously purpose is another layer to that, you know, functionality, clearance, like I just mentioned. But even if it's not something I have to think about excessively right now, it's something to keep in the back of my mind. Right. So, and of course, I'm just going to keep trying to analyze mechanical stuff in my off time as well, because trying to remember that, trying to recall that from memory is probably going to be even more beneficial, right? So, let's try to figure something out. Again, maybe I can pull up Pinterest and do that right now. You know, just look at some actual hinge examples. Okay, I'm starting to see some things. Okay, let's see how it goes. Again, this isn't like one of those things where like I'm god tier talent. I can just analyze something and then immediately apply. Like no, I can analyze something and then do my absolute best to retain 2% of it, right? Learning is incremental. So, but it's the daily part of the learning, or the consistent part of the learning, that makes it exponential, right? In the long term, in terms of the skills you stack along the way. So let's see. Okay, so I did this. Let's just like think about the perspectives we've already done, right? Because obviously we want to keep trying new things, and we don't want to be wrong pen. I want to obviously make it clear that I know what perspectives that I've been doing this stuff in, right? So we've already done this one, right? We've done that one. We've done this one, which was very difficult and very fun, right? But we've done that one, and now we've done this one as well. This one actually was a bit difficult. It's actually really easy just to forget, but you see, like this one are so similar, so we obviously need to branch out, because another part about learning is challenging yourself. So I need to obviously be able to challenge. Jesus Christ. I obviously need to be able to challenge myself when it comes to the perspectives that I draw in. By the way, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm literally thinking about this while I'm drawing. This is why perspective is so difficult, right? But let's see. Okay. So I'm getting better at drawing larger forms, right, with clarity. So that's getting good, or that's something that I'm on the right path about, right? All right, let's just add that for depth purposes. There you go. That just adds another layer. But okay, let me think. So saw some examples. Do I recall the examples? Kind of. Let's see. But I already did this perspective, so I need to change it up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So let's try something like There you go. Could try something like that. Try and visualize it in my mind as I do it as well. Right? I don't know why these lines... It's so weird, bro. Sometimes my lines are so thin, sometimes they're so dog shit. But... And again, I have to think about form additions. I really want to start adding that stuff in. So why don't we just start now? I want to do something like... Just trying to think. Hold up. I'm trying to visualize what this would look like. Well, let's do something like this first. As you can see, I do acclimate towards these little cutouts because I like them. And yes, let's again start thinking about the larger shapes that we can bring into our Yeah, there you go. See, that's already a good step up than what I was doing before. It's like we're not trying to think too small. Okay, so obviously want to do something like this. And then I want now, I don't know if this is correct because I haven't done enough form intersections to yeah, really understand whether it's correct or not, but YOLO, YOLO, right? You only live once. I believe Tupac said that right before the Big Bang. Let's see. Something like this. And then see, like the perspective is a bit different. I'm just trying to think out loud. Nope. Let's do this. Like this is a very difficult form combination because I have to think about how it's gonna maybe something. No, fuck, not like that. Like that. There you go. I had it kind of more right the first time. And this is when we'll do something like this, right? Oof, hold up. See, that's an incorrect cylinder, but the only way to move past it is to simply ignore that it was a mistake. Right? Just gotta ignore that it was a mistake. And it's also jutting out incorrectly, but now we gotta ignore that too, and we gotta see how we can make this work. Let's see. What can I do? Well, first, let's just close this off. I think we've decided that this is enough. Right? And then there you go. See, this is killing my mind because I'm trying to think about this from a different perspective. This is what I fucking want every single goddamn day of my life. Just my brain to just die. Especially because I'm going to be learning coding starting tomorrow. HTML and CSS. Yes, in the age of AI, it might be useless, but as somebody in UX design, it's just a skill that's beneficial, right? It just doesn't make sense not to learn it. So, especially because I'm fucking dying in terms of job. Let's see. That. Okay, so that's good. I understand how that's connected around. Now I just gotta make this make sense, which is difficult because I already fucked it up a little. Actually, no, I didn't. Not too badly. The perspective here is off, but I didn't fuck it up too badly. And we could actually just do this to realign the perspective, right? Literally just do something like that. And this is where we can have our hinge, right? And I can start to try to think about clearance in the sense that, okay, if our hinge is here, and I'll make it huge actually. I think making it really big will help put all of this into perspective, hopefully. So we'll make it really big. And that's also very difficult. I want to be very clear, right? It's like when you have to see everything. See, I don't even think that's correct. But that's okay. I have a fucking Kishore Kumar song stuck in my head. If you guys don't know what that is, don't worry. It's just, I mean, he's a very, very, very famous singer from in India. But, you know, go on long drives with my parents. It's like fucking. Yeah. Anyways, very very good song, I guess. Well, not I guess. It objectively is a very good song. But you know, all I have are memories of playing Pokemon with that shit. So good times. Okay, and then we can just something like that, right? This is actually pretty fucking basic what I've done, but I guess I'm trying to think about design. Good old that fucking word design. This is actually completely off perspective. I don't even think there's any fixing this. There you go. Maybe. Just making it worse right now. Let me just try to think. Put the perspective, put the box in there, try to think about it from a different perspective. Okay, so it'd be just a little bit. There you go. Whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Now, how does this hinge connect? Because clearly, this is the hinge, and we need to make it make sense. Right? We could have something coming out here. Oh, I think I know what to do. There you go. Something like that. Right? And then we could just and maybe that provides clearance, right? There you go. I'm just trying to think out loud, or maybe the perspective is completely off. Right? Oh, that actually ended up working out. Oh no, fuck, that's supposed to be the bottom, so we shouldn't be seeing that, god damn it. That actually ended up working out, but this just, I guess it's a bit of an odd shape, you could say that. And then maybe, if I look at the examples given, we could try to add I don't know. Right, and then it's on the other side as well. And it's just to be honest, no fucking idea. This is no fucking idea. But I think I know how to make it look detailed. Which is just this. Right, and then I can just do this. Something like that. There you go. Oof, losing the box, really losing the box. Okay, well, this doesn't really look that good, let's be honest. Kind of whatever. You know, if I were to think about form combinations, like the form combinations here, there were ideas, which is not bad, right? But the execution is pretty meh. And plus, like, I actually don't know why I did something like this here. but technically this is the hinge, right? So it'd be something like this. Like that's the way it's hinging, right? Like this way. I tried to, like, I did technically think about clearance in the sense that I gave it space to do that. So, you know, I'll go all the way around, come back, like it'll rest there. I think if anything, maybe if I added like a little cylinder there for it to chill on, right? I'm trying to think if I can make any other form combinations here that would make it maybe a bit more acceptable, basically. There you go. So something like this. This does look a bit like construction material, I'll be honest. It looks like it doesn't look too bad, right? And I'm just trying to look at the example from artwod as well, right? Like it does, okay, it doesn't look too bad. Well, we'll leave it. And I'm gonna rest my brain and try one more, right? It's been 56 minutes. That's good. I really feel like I'm genuinely working my brain and I'm genuinely trying to see things from a different perspective again. And I'm genuinely trying to design, right? And they've all been pretty unique so far, so let's just keep going. I can do this for dozens of hours, and I think I finally found the nice, really, really good example with everything leading up to, because I don't know why the fuck artwod, my one critique is like their mech teachings are too fragmented. They have the mech design course, which they're getting rid of in favor of their roadmaps, but they're not replacing it with a mech roadmap from what they've announced anytime soon. There's the cute bots workout, which is great, but it's like their workouts are very short tutorial. It's like it's 5 to 6 steps. Do this thing. The first step is usually draw the simple shapes for this thing you're trying to do. The second step is like, you know, manipulate those shapes and like, you know, from reference maybe is a third step, right? Recreate it with manipulated shapes based on whatever references you have, right? Or like change it up, right? Change the orthographic view, and then the sixth step is like, you know, finish the rendering. Not bad at all. That's a pretty fucking good way to go about it when it comes to just applying the fundamentals. I'm not saying anything about that. All I'm saying, oh, what the fuck, my voice is dying. All I'm saying is from the perspective of someone who actually wants to genuinely learn mechs, and I feel as if mech courses in general are so goddamn, they're just not good. There's just no good mech courses that assumes that you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, there's no good mech courses that just assume that you have basic fundamentals. Like, yeah, you know how to draw forms and shit, but there's no artwod method, is I guess my complaint. There's no artwod course for mech design, because I love the way they fucking teach, but there's no actual mech design course, so I'm creating it right now as we speak. This is me breaking it down in terms of shapes, right? Again, like this video that they have called Improve Your Mech Designs with These Simple Assignments. Search it up. It's like 4 minutes. Great, fucking amazing. Draw combinated clusters or box clusters that have manipulated shapes attached around them, intersected with them. Cool. And then now attach 2 of those unique ones and attach them using the concept of a hinge or a pivot or a ball and joint. Really fucking, also this is completely off. Just a heads up. I was well aware before, but I'm more aware now, right? Really, really, really fucking good concept. Why is it not in the actual course? That's my critique. Anyways, let me rest my brain. I'll do one more thing here, and then we'll call it a day. For now, I might honestly come back, but I think I'm gonna go gym, fucking work out really hard, and then come back and just play piano for 2 hours, right? So it's gonna be a good day. Anyways, let me rest my brain. It's the hilarious part is the fact that I've already spent, I think, 20 hours on this. This is probably part 20 or 21. So that means I spent 15 to 18 hours. Do we have 4 parts? Maybe at 4 parts, whatever. The point is I've spent already 15 hours on cute bots. It doesn't even feel like it because it's nothing. 15 hours is nothing to understand anything. I want to make that very clear, right? Oh, And again, let's reinforce the perspective we were thinking about while drawing this. Now you're gonna see why it was so fucking difficult, because this is the perspective I was thinking about, right? I mean, I guess it's obvious now, right? It's pretty fucking obvious now when you look at it. But you'll see there's still a lot of mistakes I made, because this is what I have to keep in my mind every time I draw. This is literally what I have to keep in my mind every time I draw, right? So, and that is possible, clearly. It is very clearly possible to keep this in your mind while you draw. Let's not forget that. But let's do another perspective. I keep doing these basic ones. Let's try something like, I want to do a top-down one. We've done 2 bottoms, 2 tops. Maybe I'll just do another top. But I want to do a different one, because clearly I gravitate towards this angle too much. So let's just think out loud. I'll do something simple, and by simple I mean I'll just do something less intense. But I still have an idea right now. I just want to make sure that I can not do something so basic like this. Okay, maybe we'll do like super top down, yeah? Because I don't really do that. Okay, so let's do something like this. Because I do have an idea. And this is already proving to be very difficult, which is really good, all things considered. Why is it good? Because I've never really thought about things in this perspective before. And I'm thinking ahead a lot, and I'm trying to visualize it from a different perspective while I draw it. So this is really good. If there's one takeaway you can get from my videos, for the fucking like 2 people watching now, maybe, right? And the 200,000 people watching in the future, definitely. Maybe not 200,000, probably just a couple thousand, right? But for those in the future, one takeaway is drawing is thinking. So keep fucking working that brain. Like keep visualizing, keep trying to think ahead, keep trying to fucking really grind your brain. And what specifically are you thinking about? It's always related to perspective. Always. Especially when it comes to form, right? Representational art. It's always related to perspective, okay? Do not don't underestimate that. It's fucking always related to perspective. So, but again, 99% of people watching will be like, yeah, I know perspective, but you don't know perspective. You do not know perspective. You think you know perspective, you don't know perspective. Okay? Like, you have to be honest with yourself. Throw your fucking pride away and just be like, I don't know perspective. It's very easy. Just say, I don't know something. Because once you say you don't know something, you can be like, oh, so I can know something. Wow, would you look at that learning? Fucking morons. Right? But, yeah, get your fucking ego out of there, because it's genuinely just going to hold you back. Let's see. I'm just doing random small details right now that don't need to be done. But it's okay. We're a little distracted from being hyped up about our own fucking inspirational speech. Okay, let me look at the example again. Okay, so we could do something like I wanted to connect it in a unique way, actually. So I could try something like this. Right? And again, this box, I don't really think in this box, so it's, lo and behold, a very unique and difficult skill set. Everything, one thing you really need to internalize is that everything new is just a skill waiting to be learned. Skill, not talent. Skill, not talent. I'll say it a million times over, okay? Everything new is just a skill waiting to be learned, right? Do I need to say it one more time? Let's just say it one more time. It's a skill waiting to be learned, right? I think one more time. They're all skills, right? Okay, there you go. Hopefully your dumbass got the point across. Hopefully. I can only hope. I can only hope. Okay, and then we got this. Again, I lost the perspective completely. I want to be honest. I'm losing the perspective a million times over, right? And that's okay because that's literally how I'm gonna learn, right? Now, what can I do here? That's the question, right? What can I do here? Because these shapes are actually kind of mid, completely. So let's again look at the example. Well, I guess we can do something like this. Well, actually, let's bring this down first. But I guess we can do something like this. Yeah, the best thing you can do for yourself is get the fucking word talent out of your vocabulary, right? Because what you're basically saying is, I give up because I don't have X trait that is hereditary. That's what you're saying. And if you want to say that, cool, be my guest. Congrats, you don't have talent. Okay, you just don't. I'm sorry, you don't have talent. What are you gonna do now? What the fuck is your what is your game plan? Please do tell what your game plan is now. Do you feel like shit? Is it helping you? Is it helping you that you're like, okay, great, I'm not talented. What's happening now? I'm genuinely very curious. See, this is all off. I could just say, oh, I'm not talented in perspective, or I could say I just need to fucking work harder and to visualize it harder and to think harder. I'm not a fucking bitch. That's just my 2 cents. Feel free to follow it and get good results, or not, and get poor results. Right? I can't believe this guy. I can't believe he's telling me that I can do things and that it's not about talent. It's just about really, really, really trying and consistently making an effort. I can't believe this fucking dickhead. Dude, who does this guy think he is? I agree. He's honestly a piece of shit. You should give him money. Oh, that was a mistake. But it's a mistake that can be fixed. Ta-da. Okay. I might be thinking, what kind of weird ass hinge is this? Well, I'm trying to figure that out as well. Let's see. I don't even know what this is yet. I just know that I want to try it out. I don't think this is an interesting shape yet. Maybe there's a way. Let me look at the example. Maybe there's a way. Right. That make it a little bit better? Maybe. Not really. Not really at all. Butter. It's been an hour and 8 minutes. I need to hurry the fuck up. Or I just need to take my time. Let's see. How can we connect this? That's a pretty interesting connection, but what happens here? What is hinging is a real question. Maybe... Okay, clearly. I'm just trying to think right now. Pretty sure I've seen something like this in an actual real life hinge. If you think about the physics, it should make sense, right? There's still something going through there. Just have a form combination, maybe. There you go. There you go. But yeah, you can draw. Stop being a little bitch. That's the point I was trying to make. Is that you can draw as long as you take personal responsibility for your abilities, right? If you still want to keep blaming talent, please go ahead, because I will just keep getting better, right? I will simply keep getting better and keep proving you wrong. And you will keep pointing to some random fucker and be like, but he's so much better than you. Good for him. I'm so happy for that guy. Okay? I'm so happy for that guy. That doesn't change the fact that I'm still gonna put in a fuck ton of work and get better than him sooner or later. Okay? It's just inevitability. And if it isn't, wonderful. I spent my entire time learning and trying, right? So either way I win. Either way I'm fucking winning. Let's see. None of this makes sense. Yeah, okay, that doesn't make sense. This isn't really that good of a hinge, right? That's not really that good of a hinge. But yeah, this is just my little rant to people who inevitably in the future will be like, this is a lot of shit. I can never draw like you. You're talented. You're this. You're that. I'm just gonna laugh in their face as always. Right? That's all I can do is just fucking laugh in your stupid face. And be like, yes, you are right. I am talented. It's why I have 10,000 videos on my channel showing how talented I am and how little I have to work for everything I'm doing right now. Okay, that shape just doesn't look good. So clearly my brain couldn't think of anything unique. And we can maybe write down a couple notes, right? Fuck, I keep using the wrong green pen. I don't want the fan liner. I want the brush pen, man. And again, this is all just a fucking, this is all just schizophrenia, right? Oh, they're all talking about me. But when this channel blows up, I don't doubt there because it's impossible. There's too many people, right? Many people, the art community is very kind. So many people will be encouraging, and I'm sure many of you will take it as like, holy shit, if somebody can draw like this, and they've showed such a sequential step as to how they got to this point, I can do the exact same thing. The next choice is, do I want to put in that much work? Yes or no? If the answer is no, cool. You know where you stand, you know what you don't want to do and what you do want to do, and you improve at your own rate, and you're well aware as to why that rate will be that rate. For those who say yes, they're like, wonderful, now I know how I can just improve my rate of learning and practice and just get better, right? Great, that's like the positive side of 100% what I'm gonna have as a community. And as always, the small minority will be the people who will either critique my personality, the way I speak, right, the random shit I say, like that stuff, you can just throw that aside, right, because it's just who I am and that's not gonna change. But things like, oh, you're talented, right, or anything related to my abilities and how either I'm learning wrong or I'm talented, to that, especially the talented thing, I'm just, fucking, by the point this channel blows up, there's gonna easily be 1,000 videos out, right? Maybe less, maybe I'm wrong, but anyways, that's just my side tangent. TLDR, you can fucking draw. You can fucking draw. All right, when I come out with a video titled, "This is what my first 2 years look like," every single fucking one of you will 100% get the full perspective. And the answer, I'll tell you right now, is 500 pages of lines, boxes, cylinders, ellipses, and grueling anxiety because I didn't have the right mindset. It's why I'm here now, to tell you and to fucking show you that the right mindset and consistently practicing the right things will get you where you want to get to, right? And have fun. I'm literally having so much fun. You can literally train your brain to have fun doing this. Okay, what do we like? We like this. That looks cool. What do we not like? We don't like this, right? Shapes are boring. This connection is fucking retarded, right? This connection is fucking retarded. But we can say I wasn't thinking here and I was thinking here. But either way, my brain's a bit tired. So I learned, no matter what, I learned what I do want and what I don't want. I actually like every single thing I've done here. I really like all of these. I feel as if I was genuinely understanding combining shapes, like box combinated shapes, right? That's not a word, but whatever, like boxes with different manipulations, right? One cluster of those types of boxes, another cluster of those types of boxes, and then essentially connecting them with the joint, which is a hinge in this context, right? Just I feel as if I'm really getting that down because I'm really trying to, right? Last video, it's kind of shit. But that kind of shit really helped me understand how to be slightly less shit and apply myself. That's learning. What a fucking surprise, guys. That's learning. But either way, I hope you put a lot of effort in. I hope you had fun. I hope you're consistently training your mindset to have fun. Remember, all it is focus on the effort, focus on the errors, and whatever your way is of deriving enjoyment, apply that to those two things. It's a mindset thing. Every time you're making effort, right now I'm really happy I made effort because that's all that matters and that's all I could control, right? And I'm really happy that I made a lot of mistakes and I fucking tried. I genuinely really tried. My only baseline is I just want to try harder than last time, right? But I'm still working on not being disappointed with myself when I haven't tried as hard as I could. But honestly, I tried as hard as I could in that moment, right? That's just what it is, right? Like, even if we thought we could have tried harder, it's like, well, if we could have, we would have, but we didn't. So we tried as hard as we could. It's just, as long as we're experiencing consistent friction, which I 100% was, right? And I'm sure you were as well. That's all that matters, because that's where your brain grows. So with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. I keep drawing money. I really liked it when I did that in my outro last time, so I'm just recreating it. Okay, bye.